Good morning. One of the common themes in the stories about Jesus is when someone encounters him, there is a restoration, salvation, forgiveness, a renewal. It's kind of like something is put back that has been out of place, or something has been transformed into something new. And I've been thinking about that because it happens again in this coming Sunday's passage. Someone is both reminded, the whole of the community is reminded that even the people we don't like, God has sought after, and wants wholeness and relationship. And I've been thinking about that because one of the things if you take like the people who Jesus forgives or the people that Jesus heals, and then you put them in the rest of the story, like they kept following Jesus, what does that conversation look like? As like, some of us were just like normal, good people called by Jesus, the disciples who were fishermen. You don't hear about how awful, no good, very bad people they were. You just hear that they are regular folks that Jesus seeks out, calls, and says, come follow me. Then you have morally compromised. Some, because of the world they lived in, tax collectors. That would be considered like in the time, a morally compromised person. Or, something that would have been considered moral that really isn't, the kind of medical conditions. But we heard about that on Sunday, where somebody with leprosy is considered unclean, but it's a medical condition. So bringing that person back. But Jesus sometimes is so radical in his inclusiveness that he ends up welcoming Roman soldiers to come follow him. Traitors. Jewish traitors, like the tax collectors, Roman soldiers. Jesus said of a Roman centurion, no greater faith has anyone but this Roman soldier. What does that look like? That gets me going. I think that's obvious. Because in the changing dynamics of relationships, human relationships need give and take. And as they go through time, you experience like different things that'll happen that can both bless, entrust, and make more firm your relationship with other people. And sometimes something can come up that can fracture your relationships with other people. When's the last time you had to forgive someone? Now, if you think about in the best of relationships, in the best of friendships, and the most minor of offenses, it won't strain the relationship too much, especially if the offender is contrite and asking for forgiveness. A friend takes a joke a little too far, and you tell them, that really hurts my feelings. I'm so sorry. I'll never do it again. I really do apologize. In the best circumstances, yeah, that might be enough. We don't have to talk about it anymore. It's forgotten. But sometimes you end up with relationships, sometimes the best relationships, they go through kind of a crucible. Something that's really challenges the relationship. And it becomes kind of the center, kind of a gravitational pull. Because you have gone through this together, you are even more aligned. You are more in each other's orbit. I think of one of my longest term friends. I met him the first day of first grade. To today, we don't have a lot in common in terms of interests, religions, perspectives, but we have gone through and we have fought, well, and younger physically, but as adults, all cognitive and perspective, but simply the length of time. It's kind of hard to imagine not being in my friend's orbit. And then there's also relationships where forgiveness really is my work, but it is not the restoration of that relationship. Sometimes what forgiveness means is I have to let go. I've heard somebody say, wanting revenge is taking poison and waiting for them to die. Right? Wanting revenge is me taking poison and waiting for them to die. When real forgiveness is about, I am no longer carrying that story with me anymore. You are another human being, and this is not. And while that offense, that pain, what you did is real, it has lasting implications, and it hurts, that is not your defining story. And I won't let it define me. That's another kind of transformation that we ask for the goodness of Jesus to help mediate. Anyway, those are a few thoughts on transformation, real lived experiences with people. Look forward to see you Sunday to hear about a little bit more.